What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Rants again. This the 28th of January in 2019 now, a whole new year. The second show of the year, and this is the Super Bowl. That's right, Super Bowl. An L and a lot of I's. 53 between the Patriots and the asterisk Rams, if you would. Yes, the asterisk Rams. They're like the Barry Bonds of the Super Bowl this year. They have an asterisk after the name. Why? Because it wasn't pass interference? Boo! By the way, did anyone see the face mask penalty that should have been called against the Rams defender the play before that? Oh yeah, there was that too. Stop complaining. It's part of the game. You lost. Deal with it. By the way, what about the Drew Brees interception in overtime? Come on, Saints fans. Get over it. But we have a Super Bowl, and a good one it's going to be. It is the Los Angeles Rams of California of Anaheim against, yes, once again, the New England Patriots. Tom Brady and Belichick just continue to do it year after year after year. So, I ask you this. Who is going to win the Super Bowl? Well, I will tell you this. When I first got in on the action, on the betting action, it was plus 3.5 Rams. I took it. I took the Rams at plus 3.5. It is now at 2.5 as of today. I will take that extra point. I will. But I talked about it on the Interest Me Sports podcast last week, and I said this. I said, simply put, the Rams are going to win by a Greg-the-Leg field goal. More on that in a second, because this is not the biggest topic of the show. No. There was a game so big, so huge. Some have called it the greatest game ever played in the history of mankind in the world. So if you're telling me a game was played, the best game in the history of mankind of all the world, well, then obviously the MVP of this game was Pat Mahomes. You would be right, my friend. Yes, I am talking about, giddy, the Pro Bowl. Woo! Yeah, the Pro Bowl. Oh, man. Oh. I played rougher football when I was 5. Yeah, for the Fig Garden Elementary School Falcons. Look them up, people. They're a real elementary school, and they're in Fresno, California, where I grew up. We played tougher football when I was 5. We could actually hit a hole and be touched and continue to go 10 yards. I will say this. I think this play right here perhaps summed up the game perfectly. Yes, there's a pass intercepted by Mike Evans playing defense. He's going to go and hand it off there to some guy. He fumbles it. And nope, there's somebody. There's Saquon Barkley, yes, playing defense. He's going to come over here, and he's going to go this way. And he's going to just throw it backwards to nobody. But wait, there's someone there too. Oh, wait, no, here we go. Oh, whoop. Then he throws there, and here we go. Okay, so we're still going forward, and he gets touched. End of play. So there you go. That is my Pro Bowl analysis there. And by the way, I would also like to also congratulate Jason Witten on a wonderful and outstanding announcing career, because it ended with the Pro Bowl. One could hope, because what a terrible year of announcing, Jason Witten. And it ended with him actually ripping the MVP trophy apart as he went to give it to Jason Witten. I'm sorry. He gave it to himself. Yes. Only in the Pro Bowl. No. He gave it to Pat Mahomes, of course, and ripped it in half. And he also said at one point, and I kid you not, I can't make this up, he threw a ball to Ebron, and he said, Pat Mahomes to Ebron. Pat Mahomes has been looking for Ebron all year. Good job. Great commentary, Jason Witten. Yes, the Pro Bowl. Why do we have you? I hope we have you no more. So, there is a big game going on next weekend, of course. It is Super Bowl 53. I don't have a song for that. I don't have a song, but I think DMX does. But I'm always down for the one-on-one. That's right. There was two. The one-on-one, the two teams left in the NFL are the asterisk, like I said, Los Angeles Rams, and some team that somehow, some way, seems to make it to the Super Bowl every year. But later on the show, we're going to have Super Bowl trivia. I have like 24 questions written. It's going to be epic. I guarantee you, these guys don't even get half of them right. Guarantee it. Because a lot of it's about the losers. Nobody remembers the losers of the Super Bowl. No one remembered the losers who was in the AFC-NFC Championship game last year. We went over that in the show a couple weeks ago. So that ought to be a lot of fun. When we do the panel later, we'll talk about everything I'm talking about now, of course, and their Super Bowl predictions. I already have mine. I said the Rams win by a Greg the Leg field goal, which, by the way, ruins the Gatorade prop bet, because can you have a Gatorade prop bet if you kick a field goal at the end of the game? There's really no time for Gatorade. You kind of just run onto the field after that, and the Gatorade's off the table. And when I was looking at the prop bets, it said, what color would the winning coach be doused in? No Gatorade was not an option. I thought that was interesting. So should it be Gatorade or no Gatorade? Well, what if he doesn't get doused? Because if it's a last-minute field goal by Greg the Leg, like I predict, there's going to be no Gatorade bath. Therefore, that should be an option in the prop bet, because then I would bet on that, because I obviously have Greg the Leg winning the game at the end of the game. No overtime, just right at the end. Boom, Greg the Leg. Jared Goff hits Brandon Cooks here, 12 yards. Boom, Higbee, boom, 12 yards. Boom, Greg the Leg, 58-yard field goal, wins the game, and it all comes full circle, just like the Patriots did to the Rams when the greatest show on turf was in St. Louis. Boom, and then Belichick and Brady, will they retire? Will they retire? And more on the stats of what the loss would mean, too, for the Patriots and the win. It's huge coming up later in the game. The Super Bowl trivia, greatest trivia game of all time game. Yeah, I just made that name up, and I love it. I'm sticking with it, too. You want to say it again? I will. The greatest trivia Super Bowl game of all time game. Yeah. The greatest trivia game of all time game. Super Bowl game. Yeah. Number one. The number one Super Bowl game ever. And it's tonight on Monday Night Rants. So there's my prediction for the Super Bowl. Listen, New Orleans fans, grow up. Be a man. I'm a Chargers fan. I know what it's like for disappointment every year. At least I saw you guys win a Super Bowl. Well, I was old enough to drink. Fair enough, right? So stop complaining. It was a face mask the game before. It was a terrible throw by Drew Brees. It should have been helmet to helmet. Drew Brees threw an interception that they could have won the game in overtime too. There's a lot going on, not just that play. Don't get these people. I said these tweets of these lawyers out there with these giant. They went to Kinko's and printed giant boards of the interception of the pass interference where the guy's getting hit before the ball gets there. We get it. We get it. We get it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop crying like a little bitch, because that's what you're doing. You're crying like little bitches. Get over it. God damn. Oh, but couple of the referees live in L.A. So they must be favored L.A. Okay, first of all, they've been living in L.A. longer than the Rams were a team in L.A. Let's not forget that. The Rams have only been in L.A. for 2 years. These refs have been living in L.A. a lot longer than that. And who the freak doesn't want to live in California in the offseason? These refs have been living in L.A. for 10, 20 years. The Rams have been in L.A. now for 2 years. They're not favoring the Rams. They live in California because California is fucking nice to live in, people. In the offseason. It's 72 degrees every freaking day. There's a beach. There's a mountain. There's things to do. What do you expect these refs to live in Idaho? No. No, they get paid a lot of money. They're going to live in L.A. in the offseason. Doesn't mean they got to root for the Rams or they live in LA. They must have they want to see the Rams go to. No, shut up. Shut up. Oh, man, people. Stop it. Please stop it. More with the guys later when I get to the panel of what we talk about the Super Bowl L3. By the way, every single year the Super Bowl had such cool logos. Look it up. Google this. Every year the Super Bowl has had such cool logos until 50. 50 had a great logo. And then 51, 52, and 53, all the same stupid logo, just adding a stupid I at the end of it. Ugh, come on, be creative. Every other year, its own logo. And all of a sudden, the last 3 years, we get just garbage logos. The same recycled logo, an L, a Super Bowl trophy, and then the whatever the I is for 51, 52, 53. Are you going to do this the whole freaking year till 60? And first of all, why don't you just make the trophy the I? We're going to put it right in the middle. It looks like it's L1111. It looks like it's 54. Stop it with this. All of a sudden, we got to be cool. Make a logo every year. Make it different. So when people buy a ticket, because they're expensive as shit, they actually get a chance to have something great because that logo represents that year where they actually went. None of this crap. I should just rename this from Monday Night Rants to Why Edward Hates the Super Bowl. I don't hate the Super Bowl. I love it. I'm doing squares. I am. I'm betting on it. I got money, like I said, Rams plus 3.5. I got in early. We'll see. There's a couple of prop bets I want to do too. And by the way, the Fantasy Lime crew, of course, fantasylime.com, is having a contest mixed with Sirius XM. That's right, the Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Channel. It's fantasyalarm.com/big game. Just go to fantasyalarm.com/big game. And you know what? It's a prop contest. We got how many over and under on receptions from Edelman? How many yards will Todd Gurley get? How many touchdowns will Jared Goff throw? It's all there. Boom. You put it in. And guess what? There's even a question that says, and I kid you not, it says, what color top will Adam Levine be wearing? Ew. Well, I got black. Because I Google image searched him. And the majority of the pictures, he was wearing a black shirt. And that's how I just see betting. That's how you do it. So go in there. It's free. It's free to play. You just go to fantasyalarm.com/big game. You play the game. And the winner gets to be on the show with Howard Bender, the Fantasy Alarm Show, of course. It's going to be awesome. And also, you get to beat all the hosts and be like, hey, I'm better than you. I know the Super Bowl. You don't. I knew that Tom Brady was going to throw for 389.5 yards on the dot. I knew that. And that's what's cool about it. So go to it. Check it out. I recommend it. So moving on real quick. After the Super Bowl, you may be thinking, okay, Super Bowl's over. Right? The Rams won by that Greg the Leg field goal. So I'm going, okay, what next? What is next on the docket? Well, guess what? I'm excited about this. And not a lot of people are talking about it, which I'm really, really surprised because, and I'm going to explain during this segment, I'm going to explain why this could be huge with the XFL coming too on top of it and with CFL as well. It could be that football finally becomes a year-round sport. That's right. Coming soon after the Super Bowl. The Alliance of American Football. That's right. 8 teams all across the United States. 10 weeks. No bye weeks because bye weeks are for pussies. And it's football. But he's like, yeah, but Edward, what kind of football players are really going to be out there? Well, there's some good ones. How about Josh Johnson, who just played recently to take over for an injured Alex Smith for the Washington Redskins as the starting quarterback for the San Diego Fleet. That's right, football's back in San Diego. And what's really going to be really sad about the whole thing? They're going to have goddamn more fans watching the AAF San Diego Fleet game than a Los Angeles Chargers game. Put it on the Man Warehouse board because I guarantee it. Yeah. And you got Bishop Sankey. Yeah, remember him? I was like, man, they got some old players. No, Bishop Sankey's 26 years old. He failed that quickly in his NFL career. It seems like he was playing in the NFL for like 10 years, but no, he was done that quickly. So that's what happened there with the Alliance of American Football. I'm excited, and I am doing, yes, okay, I can't believe I'm saying this, Fantasy Alliance of American Football League. It's going down. It's happening. I'm going to have 8 to 10 teams. There's no bye weeks, so we don't have to worry about quarterback buys. If you want to run with one quarterback, you can. You don't need 2 quarterbacks in this league. There's no bye weeks. We're going to give it a go. You know, we gave the NCAA football a go and went very nicely. It was a fun year. Everyone loved it. Everybody in the Monday Night Rants NCAA college football, fantasy football league loved it. It was a lot of fun. So why not give the Alliance of American Football? And when XFL comes out next year, give that a go too. If they play it right, you could go NFL, Alliance of American Football, XFL, Canadian football, NFL. That's right, 365 days a year of football. That's the goal, right? It seems to be. I'm excited. It's 10 more weeks of football. And they have a contract with CBS. All the games are going to be televised. You got fantasy involved. Of course, there's going to be sports betting involved. It's going to be legal. And it's legal in America, baby. Let's get on the train. Get on the train. It's going to be awesome. So I'm excited about that. More on that. Check out Twitter. Check out the Interest Free Sport website. I'm sure I know Fantasy Alarm is going to be doing some stuff on it too as well. So some DFS playbooks and some stuff. I think FanDuel and DraftKings are going to be on it too. So it's going to be big. No one's talking about it. It's like 2 weeks away. It's going to be big for 10 weeks of more football. How do you not like that? Especially coming over before spring training, bridging that gap until baseball actually starts on opening day. Boom. Love it. Love it. Love it. But going into the NBA, real quick, we're going to talk about 2 more things before we get to the panel. The Brow, my preseason pick for MVP of the league. Wham, 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 wham. Not so fast, my friend. He's been good, but he's of course injury prone, and now he's announced, or his agent has announced, which might as well be him coming out of his butthole, that he will not be returning to the Pelicans. He will not sign an extension, and he wishes to be traded. It's either you trade him now and you get something for him, or he becomes a free agent and you get nothing. So it pretty much puts him in a very interesting predicament, as you would call it. At least the Pelicans, which, by the way, the Pelicans were also one of my preseason picks to be in the top 4 in the NBA Western Conference. But they've pretty much played their way to be probably the worst franchise in the NBA. That's right. The New Orleans Pelicans, I consider now the worst franchise in the NBA. Of all the franchises, if you were to just say, no money, doesn't matter the money, doesn't matter anything, all open slate, here's all the teams in the NBA. Which team would you go play for right now? I can honestly say, with 90% certainty, the last team on that list will be the New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah. Knicks, yeah, they suck. Madison Square Garden. New York. Atlanta. Trae Young. Good looking upcoming. Atlanta. Okay. New Orleans. People will play the Memphis Grizzlies before they'll go to New Orleans. First of all, I thought the Pelican name was stupid when they thought of it to begin with. No one who wants to be a Pelican? Who wants to be a Pelican? Do Pelicans even want to be a Pelican? I don't. Yeah, so the Anthony Davis, yeah, he was the first overall pick, deserved so, and you're stupid to not take him number 1 overall. But he's gone. And you lost Boogie Cousins after a huge trade to get him just to begin with. And now you're the worst team in the NBA. Not talent-wise, just nobody wants to play for you. You are the Los Angeles Clippers of the 90s. Congratulations on that new pull. And Anthony Davis, congratulations, because he'll probably end up on the Lakers or somebody just willing to spend a shitload of prospects and money to have him finish out the year. Anyone that think that they could take the Warriors on, because after they got Boogie Cousins back, they ain't losing a game. So good luck with that. See what he does there in the offseason. The Lakers seem to be the destination for him. Good for him. and not good for the New Orleans Pelicans, which I don't think will be a team in 10 years. Oh, real quick, baseball. Man, still no Machado, no Harper. Although MLB The Show came out today and tweeted that Bryce Harper will be making a huge announcement tomorrow. But I have a feeling that announcement is the release date of MLB The Show video game. So don't get your hopes up too well because he is on the cover. But the San Diego Padres. San Diego Super Padres. That has to be the song now, right? They decided that, hey, we have the best farm team in all of baseball. The first time ever that 10 players from the same team have been in the top 100 of a prospect list before the season started. First time ever. 10. The Padres have 1/10 of the top 100 of prospects. 1/10. Yes. They're in play for JT Realmuto. In play. It looked like they were the favorites until today. The Cincinnati Reds look to be really getting crazy with it. They have a third base prospect in Senzel that Miami really wants. The Padres can give up Mejia. They have Austin Hedges and get Realmuto only because Machado is on the table. Now, I was reading a lot of articles over this, and it seems if the Padres were to sign to both max deals that they're looking for, Bryce Harper and Machado, and extend Realmuto, and trade for him, they would literally be in the middle, 11th overall in salary in the MLB. Wow. And they decided that they were going to release their financials in the last weeks, and it shows that they've been penny pinching. But the new ownership is actually paying off debt and actually making money. That's right, the Padres are making money, and a lot. They can afford it. There's no reason why they shouldn't go get Machado or Harper, get Tatis, get Urias up, and in the next 4 years be the Houston Astros of now. No excuses. I'm a longtime Padre fan. There is no excuses. You showed us your financials. We all know that you can afford them and still be 11th overall in salary. No excuses. Go get one of them. Trade for Realmuto. Get Tatis up. Get Urias up. Get that great pitching staff with Mackenzie Gore and everyone going. And let's win some championships. Because I like it. And like Beyonce always said, if you like it, you better put a ring on it, baby. Let's go, AJ Preller. Let's go. Huh? Let's go. Yeah, let's go down the list here. Well, you know, we got the panel coming now. We're going to talk a little Super Bowl. And then we're going to do trivia. I got so many questions, too. They're going to be like, what? Who? What? Who? What's his name? Yeah. It's going to be crazy. They're going to be like,
Smoke weed every day.
Boom. On the greatest all-time Super Bowl trivia game of the games ever in the history of the world. It's the Pat Mahomes of Super Bowl trivia games. The MVP of Super Bowl trivia games. But without further ado, let's welcome the men, the myth, and the legends. And the stupid pictures that I have all over my right shoulder right now. Josh Stanhill and Anthony Zaragoza. Anthony and I will be also in the Fantasy Baseball Invitational this year, huh?
Oh, man, I'm excited for that.
Welcome to the show, guys. Without further ado. We got some extra volume coming. The mans. Yeah, someone's trying to listen to the show over again.
I think Josh loved that compliment so much he wanted to hear
and
it
the
twice.
Stupid pictures that I have. Okay. All right, we'll turn that off. Well, yeah, we're going to be in the Fantasy Baseball Invitational? The Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational.
The Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational.
Yes.
Yeah, I started seeing it last year, I think during the season, and there was a lot of big-time guys, writers on Twitter that were on it. I said, you know what? I got to be a part of it. I got to finish last. That way I can say I was actually part of it. So I'm looking forward to showing these guys what time it is.
Yes. Okay. Just like you did in the baseball league last year, huh?
You know what? Why do we gotta bring old stuff and old stuff? Hey, new year, new me. Okay, I got a new strategy this year for the draft. I will not drink beers, so I'm gonna do exponentially better.
But you're gonna be boring though.
No. For this one, for the Twitter Invitational League.
Oh yes,
our
yes,
league.
yes.
Yeah, our league. It's all. Sorry,
Yeah. Are we gonna be in the same one? There's like 13 different leagues. I don't know if we're gonna be in the same one. I could probably talk to Justin. Justin Mason, by the way, does a great job over there at the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational. It's at TGB, the TGFBI at
there it is.
Yeah, on Twitter. Check it out. Follow along. It's gonna be a lot of fun this year as well.
So we'll be giving updates throughout the year because there's a bunch of big fantasy heads in there, so it should be fun. Look forward to it. This is like the first experts league we're going to be in, Edward. So I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah. And I'm actually joining another league with our buddy Wade, who was in the Monday Night Rants league. I'm joining a keeper league for baseball and football with him, so it ought to be interesting as well.
Keeper or dynasty league?
Well, dynasty keeper. I call it keeper. I'm old school. It's always been a keeper league.
Back in my day, we always called it a keeper league.
I've been in a hockey keeper league for 5 years now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Not doing good in that one. Hey. So, but also you are going to be heading up the and we're going to do it live. I think we're doing a live show.
You promised me that.
The Intrust We Sports Fantasy Baseball League this year too is going to be fun. Live show like we did with the NFL League.
I'm so excited. I don't know if my liver's ready for it, but I know Josh is ready for it. I'm ready for it. You're ready for it. It's going to be a load of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun for sure. And Josh, you'll be involved in that league as well. Welcome to the show. How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling good, you know. I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to, kicking just
Here we
seeing
go.
Anthony at the bottom drafting his athletics. It's going to be great.
No, you know what? I've seen a lot of athletics. There's a lot of good athletics this year. A lot of home run power.
But they all don't have the same name. The same first name, I should say.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, the kicker is you're not going to draft them in the third round like I am. So that's probably where
I will not get Olsen in the third round. I promise you that.
No,
no.
Well, I'm going all in, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, all in. Oh man.
All right, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. But you know what? We could talk about baseball for the next 2 months. That's not what's important. What's important is what's going on this weekend.
Dude, the Super Bowl. I'm so envious of those two fan bases. Obviously, the Patriots have been in it like every other year for the last 20 years. But, I think you talk about it, you research, you follow all the teams in the offseason, training camp, the drafts, regular season ups and downs, injuries, and you go through all that turmoil, all that suffering to finally get to this moment. I'm just so jealous. I'm utterly jealous of these two fan bases right now.
Well, I mean, I'm not really jealous of I kind of am actually, of the Patriots fan base because they're obviously in almost every year. The Rams, however, but did you guys catch what I said? The full circle effect, where it's, remember, beating the greatest show on turf and Kurt Warner and Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce and the Rams team in the Super Bowl with a last-minute field goal by Adam Vinatieri and Tom Brady, his first Super Bowl MVP, started this whole thing. What if it ended on the Rams beating them with a last-minute field goal by Greg the Leg Zuerlein and completing the full circle, and then they retire and it's over? It's over.
How weird you're always right on these picks. I'm not going to doubt you. I'm going to put money right now on the Rams as well.
Dude, when I saw the 3.5 Rams, I took it immediately. Now it's at 2.5. That's a whole point.
Dude, that's the game right there. That's millions and millions, probably billions of dollars on that 1 point right there.
Yeah. Then I saw an article. I'll go ahead.
Vinatieri's coming back for another year?
Of course he is. His hair isn't all the way gray yet. He's almost. So he just has to go one more year until it's all the way gray, and then he can retire. I think that's what he's going for.
I think he's doing the LeBron effect. I think he wants his kids to play with him in the NFL, so he's going to keep on playing.
Yeah, okay.
That way they could have a kicking battle. I don't even know if you have any sons or not, but he's going to wait until he can do it.
Space Jam 4, the NFL edition.
Oh man,
Yeah.
a kicker edition.
Yeah.
The kicker edition.
I wanted to do this thing on the show one time. I was talking about like the worst sports movies ever made. Speaking of like Space Jam, you know. And there was one that I wanted to talk about. I was going to do it like, what's the worst one? And I found one that has actually Kevin Durant stars in it. It's called Thunderstruck. I don't know if you guys have heard of this.
I have actually. I have heard of this.
But I want to start doing terrible sports movie reviews, and I wanted that to be the first one. It's literally some kid gets to play for the Thunder because he swaps jerseys or shoes with... No, not shoes, jerseys with Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant loses his ability to play basketball, and this kid gains his ability to play basketball. It's pretty much like Mike, but even more cheesier. And I think it has to be probably the worst sports movie I've ever seen. And I'm talking Air Bud is on that list. So, yeah. So
Hey, you know, Air Bud is not too shabby. Okay, those are tear jerkers. Okay, I'm an emotional guy, and they get me every single time. Come on. Hey, it's a dog. It's a dog.
he could slam dunk. We get it.
He can slam dunk. Come on, man.
He also
That's
plays
not
football.
He does it all. I wish my dog could do that.
I think that was Air Bud's son that played football. I think it went generational around like 4 or 5. But yeah.
See, you don't make 4 or 5 unless it's a good movie.
We can sit here and Rotten Tomatoes the Air Bud movies all day. Let's move on to the Super Bowl. Back to the Super Bowl. Let's direct course back to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 53. Now, I'm not going to sit here. I've already talked about it. Wah, 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 New Orleans Saints. That's what happens. That's part of the game. I believe you guys both agree with me. Yeah, it sucks. It happens. It's happened to every team.
Every year, there's always going to be bad calls and all that. And by this time next year, no one's going to be talking about that play. It's going to be out of sight, out of mind.
You guys didn't even know that the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Minnesota Vikings were in the AFC and Championship game last year in the last show we did. So I agree with you completely. So, and not just you. Nobody did. No one knows. No one cares about losers. So when we get into the trivia, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But let's go into predictions from you guys. We'll start with Josh, with you first. And because I know Anthony has a lot to brag about when he comes up to his predictions.
I am picking the Rams to win.
Okay. And what do you? It's at plus 2.5 or 2.5 right now as it stands.
Outright. Obviously outright.
Okay.
Winning.
So, but what do you think they win by?
It's going to be a Greg the Leg field goal. I was actually talking about it while you were before you started talking about it. And not only that, but I also think Todd Gurley gets MVP, and they go over the over/under.
Well, perfect. I think the under actually. I think it's at 59.
56.5.
That's a lot, man.
But think about it. If you think about it, Atlanta and the Patriots a couple years back.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, that's true. We'll see, though. We'll see. Both pretty decent defense have been playing pretty decent defense, too, in the playoffs. Should be interesting. I, of course, have Greg the Leg winning the game by less than 3, obviously, or 3 or less. And my MVP is, I'm sticking to it, I'm going to say Aaron Donald.
Ooh.
Because no team has been able to sack Tom Brady in the playoffs, and 2 very good pass rushing teams in the Chargers and the Chiefs. And I think Aaron Donald finds a way to do it and has a huge impact, maybe a forced fumble recovery or something, and a couple sacks, and gets MVP of the game.
But can I say this? The Chiefs are also one of the worst defenses, though, as well.
They are one of the worst defenses, but they also have the second best pass rush as far as sacks in the NFL. And they weren't able to sack him once. And Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram were not even able to touch him. They couldn't even blow air on him. They were waving by him like he was passing, going the other way on a two-way street. It was terrible. So I think Aaron Donald is the difference in the game. And that's my prediction. Let's go to the guy who predicted the Super Bowl. At the very beginning of Monday Night Rants predictions, Anthony Zaragoza, who predicted the Rams and the Patriots in the preseason. You finally got something right. If only you would have known that Sonny Michel was better than Jay Ajayi. How do you feel, and what's your prediction?
You know what? It's crazy. Like you said, I I've been so wrong all year, and it's funny that the last game of the season I somehow got right out of all of the wrong errors, the horrible fantasy picks. Somehow this has come out. It's crazy. It boggles my mind. So yeah, I really like the Rams defensively. They got a lot of talent, and they were able to show that. They struggled throughout the season, but I think during the playoffs they really kind of buckled down and made the plays they needed to. Patriots, it just seems like every time they're in the Super Bowl, that offensive line with no namers, they go out there and they block. Like you said, they haven't given up a sack this whole postseason. That defense that was kind of up and down all year, they're stepping in. They're getting sacks. They're getting pressure. Those DBs are playing phenomenally. So it just seems like anytime you have Tom Brady involved, everything around him just works. No matter who it is, they lost Josh Gordon. They lost a lot of these other guys, and they keep on chugging. So that's kind of what I saw early in the year. Obviously, it came to fruition. So those two teams are in the mix for Sunday, and I got to go with the Patriots. I got to still go with my pick. I can't doubt a man who he's not getting older. They always show clips of him when he was like 20 something. I think he's getting younger. He looks younger, and he's playing as well as he has all season right now, which is when you want. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I think it's gonna be a great game. Most of their Super Bowls come down to the last play usually, but I think the boyhood, the man who just doesn't age. That's all I keep thinking about is Tom Brady does not age, and he's gonna go out there and win his sixth Super Bowl. Sixth Super Bowl.
That'll be a record.
And
by the way,
he'll have as many as the Raiders and the Chargers and the Chiefs and like handful dozen other teams put together.
Justin Watson, what's up, buddy? His prediction is the Patriots 27, Rams 26. MVP would be the GOAT, and the GOAT would obviously be Tom Brady. So, Justin, welcome back to the show. Happy New Year, buddy. I know you missed us last week, but welcome back. So, it's going to be a good game, I think. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to, for some reason, the Patriots Super Bowls are always close games. They're always close. They're never blowouts. And I think it's going to be quite a game, So you have MVP being Tom Brady, Anthony?
No, you know what? I picked him as my MVP for the AFC Championship game, and he had a phenomenal game. So I'm going to keep riding on him, Mr.
Sonny Michel. Yeah.
Sonny Michel,
as much as it hates you to say that name over and over again all season. All right, guys, let's play some trivia. You guys want to play some trivia?
I do.
I'm going to get more than one right this time. I know. If you have 24 questions, I'm bound
I have a ton of questions, so it's going to be good. All right. Which team has the most Super Bowl losses?
I'm going to say the Steelers.
I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Josh. Anthony.
Damn it.
It's a tie. Both the Broncos and the Patriots have 5 Super Bowl losses. That's right.
I guess if you win a lot, you lose a lot.
Yeah. Remember, Tom Brady's been to 9.
Oh my gosh.
Thinking about that. So they've lost 4 of those, and Drew Bledsoe lost to the Packers when Desmond Howard was MVP. Josh knows that one game very well. All right. Well. Name the 4 teams that have never been to a Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm going to say the Detroit Lions.
I'll save you trouble. Jaguars. There's 1. There's 2. Let's see if Josh can get the other 2.
Those are too easy. Hold on. Another one's an expansion team too. You said 1 or N? I'm sorry.
There's 2 more. The Lions and the Jaguars. There's 2 more teams that have never been to a Super Bowl. Never even touched ground in a Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. The Tampa. No. Take that back. Shoot. All of a sudden it's escaping me. The Bengals?
Negative. Anthony, did you know some of the other teams? The two other teams? One of them is so easy. So obvious. They've had more quarterbacks than any other team in the history of the NFL. They're named after the color of shit.
The Browns.
Yes.
The color of shit.
And the other team is an expansion team. I thought you were going to get it, Josh. It is the Houston Texans.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This one's a little. Now we get fun. Justin got 3 of the 4 correct. You know, he
Justin's
also
always getting them
he also
right,
said
man.
the Bills. He is wrong. The Bills have lost 4, not 5. Name the 4 teams that have never lost a Super Bowl.
Ooh, I will say the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, duh, that's right.
We've never lost.
Just name a team. There's 4 of them. Let's see if you guys can get one of them right. Yes.
He's never lost a
They've
Super Bowl?
never lost. Every time they've been. Oh, okay, 3 of them have only been once. One team have been twice
this
and
one
won both
hurts.
times.
This one hurts. The Buccaneers.
You are right with one.
That one hurts.
Mhm.
That one hurts. Damn it.
This one's not. This one hurts this year because of what happened in the NFC.
Chargers.
No, they've never won. They're 0-1.
Who dat? Who dat nation?
Yep, that's correct.
Who dat nation?
The Saints are 1-0. Another team that's 1-0 is the New York Jets. And the only team that's ever won 2 Super Bowls and never lost is the Baltimore Ravens. Once with Trent Dilfer and the other with Flacco when they beat the 49ers. Okay.
Fresno State stand up, baby. Fresno State stand up.
That's right. Justin said, laugh out loud, don't look at the chat. I'm trying to play along. Which 2 teams have been to the Super Bowl 4 times and lost all 4 times? They're 0-4.
Well, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
This one I didn't know. When I found this out, I felt some pain for this team.
Them, I will say the Minnesota Vikings.
That's correct. That is correct. The Vikings and the Bills. Who has the longest drought? Not saying the expansion teams, but the longest time since being a team to not win a Super Bowl.
Ooh.
The Cleveland Browns?
That is incorrect.
Because they never won. The last time they won a Super Bowl, the longest drought.
Correct.
Man, no, it can't be them. Oh, maybe it is.
Say a name.
Are you? I don't want to say them, but I'm just gonna go the Raiders.
That is incorrect.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right.
Justin Watson is close, but he's off by 1 year. He says the Chiefs. The Chiefs last won the Super Bowl in 1969. This team, who's by the way undefeated in the Super Bowls, 1-0, have not won since 1968. And that guy beat the Packers to do it.
No, that's not him. Oh, Bart Starr, the Colts.
No, Bart Starr played for the Packers.
Yeah,
But he lost to this guy and Joe Namath and the New York Football Jets in 1968.
You already just said?
The 3rd Super Bowl. I didn't hear you.
Name?
Yes, Joe Namath.
Damn it, I can't believe I said Bart Starr on there.
Okay.
Rough.
The only team to ever win consecutive Super Bowls twice.
Ooh, consecutive twice.
Only team.
The Steelers?
That is correct. Who has the most Super Bowl MVP awards?
Ooh.
MVP awards?
Mm-hmm. They've won
You're
the
talking
Super Bowl
about player or
MVP
team?
player.
Obviously
The
player.
MVP of the Super Bowl. Who has the most?
Tom Brady.
That is correct. With 4, Joe Montana is second. With 3. Who was the last defender to win the MVP of the Super Bowl?
Ooh. Are we going back to Ray Lewis?
Can I?
There's no time.
I think
There's no
Josh is going to
time,
get
Josh.
this because it's inside
You
joke
can't raise
between
your
us and his
hand.
kid.
I'm gonna go. Wow. Mine's gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna just say Reggie White.
No. Guys, 3 years ago, Von Miller. Super Bowl
no.
50. Come on. Who was the last non-quarterback offensive MVP?
Say again?
Offensive MVP.
The last non-quarterback offensive player to win MVP. By the way, Justin is not doing well either. He has the Colts there. He has Dexter from his Bucks days as defensive MVP. He is not doing well either. It's not easy.
Offensive quarterback. Wow.
It's a receiver.
I'm gonna go with.
And it was the game this receiver played against the Arizona Cardinals.
I was gonna say it has to be Antonio Brown.
No. This is before. It's right team, but before. Almost has the first name right, but if you added an S to the front of this first name, you would have it.
Oh, it's Antonio Holmes. That's right, the catch.
Correct. That's a long time ago. That was Super Bowl 43, 2000.
That was a great game.
And 9. It was a good game. You were right.
That was a great
All right.
game.
Who has the most points scored in a single game?
Oh, is that
The Rams.
that beat down
Team.
for Seattle?
Player. I'm sorry. It's a player.
Oh. Does this count quarterbacks?
It does not count quarterbacks. Don't call it a comeback.
Wow. That's supposed to help me?
Mm-hmm. It's
LL
recent.
Cool J.
It's recent. James White. He scored 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion against the Atlanta Falcons just 2 years ago.
Wow.
All right. Who has the most touchdowns in Super Bowl history? Receiving.
Receiving.
Correct.
Jerry Rice?
That is correct. He has 8, 5 of them against my Chargers. True story. The longest play in NFL Super Bowl history is a kickoff return from who and how long?
Devin Hester for... Is that right?
That is wrong.
Really?
Burress. Justin Watson said Plexico Burress. He got Jerry Rice right, though, so he's doing well. You're not going to get it. It's Jacoby Jones. It's the Baltimore Ravens over the 49ers. 108-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Oh, the second half after the light incident.
That it is correct. Yes. Okay. This one I thought was crazy. But who
Then I'm not going to get it.
has the most... this is quarterbacks now. We're talking quarterbacks now, guys. Okay. The most completions in one game in the Super Bowl. Who has it? It's 32, which is crazy.
That can't be the most completions.
Most completions in one game.
Brett Favre.
No. It's Drew Brees.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And you know who has the second most? Peyton Manning, 31 on the same game. That's some crazy stuff. Okay, let's move out of the... I have a ton of questions, so we can get crazy.
No, give me some crazy ones. Get some
All right,
crazy ones in here, man.
Okay, you're not going to get this one, but the longest run from scrimmage in the Super Bowl.
Marcus Allen.
Willie Parker.
Don't know.
Who has the most rushing touchdowns in Super Bowl history of all games combined?
Give me Franco Harris?
No. Josh, you have a guess? The answer is 5.
Huh?
5 total rushing touchdowns.
I would say
Hall of Famer.
Oh, Terrell Davis.
No.
Terrell Davis was okay. No.
No, he had some back-to-back Super Bowls with the Broncos.
No.
Yes.
I would go Bo Jackson.
You guys are gonna kick yourself in the butt
What?
with this one. The answer is Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith. Oh yeah.
Oh, duh. Only 5?
Yeah, only 5.
Damn.
Who has the most receiving yards in a game in Super Bowl history?
Most receiving yards.
In a game.
Terrell Owens.
No. This
Randy Moss.
This one's easy. It's Jerry Rice. 215.
Oh. Didn't Terrell Owens have that big game for the Eagles that one Super Bowl?
I think he did.
Didn't he? I thought that kind of...
All right, guys. Who has the most receiving touchdowns in a game as a quarterback?
Oh, I can't say his name because it's pretty explicit, but Nick Foles.
You are correct. That is right.
I can't say his nickname, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, search it online. You'll see it.
Okay, let's see. I have so many. Let's go through here. Longest reception, most receiving yards. Okay, yeah, most receiving yards in a game by a tight end.
And a tight end. No, I'm gonna say. Dang. IDK. I don't know on that one.
It's actually Rob Gronkowski last year.
Really?
116 yards from Rob Gronkowski last year. Most passing yards in a game in the Super Bowl history?
It has to be the Mr. Brady.
Last year. Tom Brady. Last year.
Yep.
505 yards in a loss.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
I think I'm getting more of the old ones than the recent ones. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that.
This is a fun one. The lowest passer rating to win a Super Bowl game.
That has to be Trent Dilfer.
No.
No. Can I go with
Shannon
Troy
Sharp,
Aikman?
Jane Novacek. He got Emmitt Smith right, man. He's all over the place. Who'd you say, Josh? Sorry.
I said Troy Aikman.
The answer is Ben Roethlisberger with a passer rating of 22.6
Wow.
against Seattle. The highest passer rating in the game.
Brady of last year?
No.
Mahomes.
Phil Simms. Phil Simms. 150.92 against Denver in Super Bowl 21.
Wow.
Okay, let's see here. Wow, I didn't know this. 3 players have scored touchdowns for 2 different teams in the Super Bowl. Can you name one of them?
For 2 different teams.
Super Bowl, you said?
They are all receivers.
Jerry Rice.
Well,
That is correct.
that's
With the 49ers and the
the Raiders.
Oakland Raiders. Also on our list is Ricky Prohl from the St. Louis Rams and the Carolina Panthers, and Muhsin Muhammad from the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears.
Dang.
Was that the Rex Grossman year?
That is indeed the Rex Grossman year.
Man,
All
quarterbacks
right.
have gone a long way since the Trent Dilfers and the Rex Grossmans and the...
Just saying.
Who's the oldest quarterback to win the Super Bowl?
It has to be Mr. Peyton Manning.
You are correct, unless Brady wins this year. Who is the youngest quarterback to win the Super Bowl?
Let's see, since it's not Patrick Mahomes, I would say it's either Russell Wilson or Big Ben.
It is Big Ben. That is correct.
Yeah.
23 years old.
Right.
And everything else is Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, Tom Brady.
Well, that could change this year too. The youngest.
Here's an interesting one. Longest time span between Super Bowl championships as a player. So when they first won and they won again.
Joe Montana.
No.
Oh yeah, because he didn't go to Super Bowl with Kansas City.
Is it a kicker?
It is a linebacker. May not have killed somebody. We don't know.
Oh wow. Okay. There's only one guy that I know that has that resume. Baltimore's finest.
Yes, Ray Lewis is the answer. That is correct.
Is this The Wire?
Yes, yes. I think that's good. I don't think we do it, but yeah, you guys see, it's crazy. Like all these stats, everything from the Super Bowl.
I won, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
Okay.
Did
yeah,
anybody
hey,
really win?
No.
Come on.
Sure.
Don't take this from me, okay? I won.
Justin said he got 2/3 of the 19s or 20, so he's good. He wins.
Yeah.
Yes. Jeremy
Hey.
Pardo says Patriots 31, Rams 37. Gurley 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, and MVP. MVP. Thank you, Jeremy, for that. By the way, if you guys just catching on, we are doing Baseball League as well. It's the Interest We Sports Fantasy Baseball League. Catch on to that. It's going to be amazing. And we'll send news out. I think Yahoo is launching the baseball on Monday, right after the Super Bowl. And also stay tuned for the Alliance of American Football Fantasy League as well, and coverage on that going forward. Guys, thank you for joining. It's been fun. It's already been an hour. Thank you for playing the greatest Super Bowl trivia game of all time game. I hope you enjoyed it.
6 different times right there. That's like the sixth rendition of that title.
Right.
There's DMX. I haven't heard him for a while.
Well, he was on the.
But I'm always down for the one-on-one.
Yeah, he's there. He's happy to be alive. What?
He's always down for the one-on-one.
Yes, he is.
But I'm always down for the one-on-one.
Always down for one-on-one. No matter what time of day, no matter what's on the radio, he's always down for the one-on-one. DMX is the man, of course.
You ready for that baseball? When's the baseball draft?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to wait till the baseball comes out. It's going to be a points league. It's going to be a points league, and it's going to be epic. I'm trying to get the Clippers score real quick here to see how I did on my betting, and I failed because they were losing by 7. So, and right before I was about to put my money on that game, I thought, this is the game that the freaking Clippers would lose. And I thought that. And I'm like, no, they should be fine. And sure enough, they're getting their asses handed to them.
It's like they say, you need to go with your initial gut feeling, you know?
Yeah, because I'm like, this is the perfect, like, this is totally the game that they would lose. Because they did the same thing with Detroit earlier in the year, like just a month ago. Like, same thing. At home. I think it was on a Monday or Tuesday. And it was like they had, 7-point favorites and they lost by 7. Like, Jesus.
It was a rainy, stormy night in Los Angeles.
In a town full of wannabe mediocre players, one team had everything they needed to survive. Except one guy named Blake Griffin came back and put up 40. And it was all over after that. Is he black? Is he white? We don't know. But he's a good football player, basketball player, baseball player, whatever. All right, guys, real quick before we go. Just quick hitters, real quick. Josh, what team does Machado end up on?
Machado ends up on the Yankees.
Ooh.
All right, Anthony, where's Harper end up?
He wants to win. I'm gonna say he's gonna go to Los Angeles.
Angels or Dodgers?
Since the Angels don't make any moves after that whole Albert Pujols deal, I'm gonna say it's the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Yeah,
I say Harper ends up in Philadelphia and Machado ends up on the Padres. With that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us. It's at Jay Stanhill on Twitter, at Zaragoza Anthony on Twitter as well. Baseball is just around the corner. The AAF is just around the corner. And just this week is the Super Bowl. Look forward to the podcast this week with Anthony on this IntrustWeSports.com. That's IntrustWeSports.com. Both Josh and Anthony write for that website. It's wonderful. Check it out. It's IntrustWeSports.com. Podcast coming out this week. Super Bowl preview, probably more than that as well. And of course, next week we'll be back after the Super Bowl on Monday night. We'll probably be hungover just a tad, most likely because it's the Super Bowl. But not from beer. No. From food, because the party I'm going to is going to be bananas. We're talking pulled pork nacho bar. We're talking duck meat sliders, which as an Oregon fan I feel kind of guilty about, but I'll eat them anyways. We're talking chili dogs. We're talking chili burgers. We're talking chili fries. We're talking Super Bowl party for the ages. Go Rams plus 3.5. Guys, you got any last words?
2 things. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. And second, give me the address of that party.
Okay, I will. Offline though.
Because I'm crashing it with a 30-pack of Bud Light.
All right, Josh, what do you got to say, buddy?
Well, first off, I am very disappointed in this guy not bringing Modelo, and
I'm going for quantity, 30 of them.
Let's go for quantity. Super Bowl, man. Come on.
It's gonna be a long night.
I was going to say Rams do it, and it is definitely going to be a Gurley Donald co-MVP.
Woo! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear. Plus 3.5. And by the way, favorite Super Bowl commercial. Send in your votes to me or Anthony or Josh on Twitter, and we'll recap. We'll play what we think is the best Super Bowl commercial next Monday night. And by the way, while we're at it, screw it. We'll also do the worst one. Why not? We'll be the Ray Lewis of Super Bowl commercials.
Ooh.
All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the week. Remember, it's interestsports.com, fantasyalarm.com. All you can. At Edward Rouse on Twitter. And always remember, just please always remember, because it's very important nowadays, to spay and neuter your pets. Have a good week, everyone. Enjoy 53 Rams plus 3.5. Peace.